Welcome to Kolme Group's Clarizen Function in a Flash, where each episode we introduce you to a new Clarizen function and show you how it is used. My name is Cornelia Homeland, one of the senior consultants at Kolme Group. I am a certified PMP and organizational change practitioner. I have been configuring Clarizen since 2019. With me today is Grant.
Hi, I'm Grant McAllister. I'm a certified PMP also with over 10 years project management and business analysis experience. I love the power of a great formula in Clarizen. Today, we're exploring the ToNumber function.
That sounds fantastic. Do we get to figure out why 6 is afraid of 7?
No, but now I need to hear why.
Grant, because 7, 8, 9.
Well, this might be as fun as that. This function is used when you need to convert a non-numeric value to a number. So this is usually used when you need to perform a calculation with numbers that aren't in a numeric field.
So for a standard text field or a pick list field, Clarizen can't perform calculations on those values without first converting them to a number?
Exactly. And the syntax is very simple. You put ToNumber, and then you put the value you want to convert inside of the parentheses.
Yeah, that does sound simple. Let's see what that looks like inside of Clarizen.
Okay, to understand what Clarizen is doing, I like to start off with a simple custom action where I have Clarizen display the function in a simple success message. So here, I'm going to open up a custom action called ToNumber, and it's going to ask me for a number as a text. And so Clarizen is looking at this as a text field. I'm going to click OK, and then it converts that number into a numeric field. And you can tell that that's what it's doing because I'm going to come back and do it again. This time I'm going to enter ABC. And I'm going to get an error message because Clarizen is trying to convert this to a numeric value, and ABC is not numeric.
Makes sense.
Let's see what that looks like inside of Clarizen. Okay, so this is that same function inside of Clarizen. I have here's my input field where the number is entered as a text field, and then I have my variable converting that text field into a number.
Seems pretty simple. Let's see what some real-world examples look like.
Okay, for my first example, I want to isolate a number from a text field. So in this example, the SKU field, which is a standard Clarizen text field, which means it can have letters, symbols, numbers, anything in it. I want a workflow rule to identify the product line based on this number. I'll show you what that looks like. So I have 3 product lines. I have shirts, hats, and shoes. And based on the number you see here, I want to be able to, identify which product line it is in. So anything between 0 and 2,000 is shirts, 2,000 and 4,000 is hats, anything over 4,000 is shoes. So I'm going to use ToNumber to grab those right 4 characters from the SKU field and convert them into a number.
Oh, wow. So you're basically going to parse out the 4-digit number using ToNumber? I'd love to see that in action.
Okay, here's a program I built out in Clarizen with a variety of projects. Each project is a product with a SKU field. And you'll see I have my shirts, my hats, and my shoes. I want to add a new product line. In this case, it is summertime, so let's add some flip-flops. And then I'm going to give this flip-flop a SKU. And based on my math formula, it has to be over 4,000 to qualify as a shoe. So we'll do 40-40. And that will then calculate this as a shoe. Boom.
Grant, I know in real life people make mistakes, so I'm curious what happens if I entered the wrong number.
I did build a few other validation rules to make sure that the SKU is entered in this format. We won't look exactly how I built those, but let's give it a quick try. You'll see that if I do less than 4 numbers, it will kick up a validation rule that tells the user exactly how they need to enter the SKU field.
I love how Clarizen provides easy ways to help direct end users to success. It's so amazing.
Let's hop over and look at the configuration. So this is a workflow rule on the project object. I have 2 if statements, and they are each trying to look at that calculation to see if the number in the SKU is less than 2,000, it's a shirt. If it's more than 4,000, it's a shoe. Otherwise, it's a hat. And you'll notice that I also have a catch function, which is if the last 4 digits are non-numeric, it usually will throw an error, but the catch will help catch that error, and instead of giving me an error, it'll say fixed SKU value. So I just want to show you that too. So in this case, I'm going to do a B instead of a 0, and you're going to see fixed SKU value pop up instead.
Nice. That is just so great, helping end users save them from themselves. And it also provides data integrity. What else do you have to show us?
Okay, for this example, I wanted to run a calculation on a pick list value. The business case is we need a pick list for scoring an item on a scale of 1 to 5, and we want to run a calculation on the value. We'll use ToNumber to convert those pick list values to numeric values.
Grant, I see your formula also contains toString. And let's talk about that a little bit. So the way Clarizen sees pick lists is only as a data point. So in this scenario, we need to explain to Clarizen the pick list values of 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 should actually be converted over to a character for further evaluation, right?
That's right. Let's look at it in Clarizen. Here's a list of requests where I want to rank them based on their value and their effort. Value is our pick list, 1 through 5, and effort is a pick list of low, medium, and high. And the rating is a calculated field that multiplies the value times the effort. So I'll show you what that looks like. I'm going to enter, let's do 1, and let's make this a high, and that's assigned to different values. So 1, in this case, high is 1, so 1 times 1 is 1. Let's hop over and see what that looks like inside of Clarizen. So here's my rating field, which is a calculated field. And you'll see that I have my 2 formulas. I'm using the case function to assign a numeric value for low, medium, and high, and I will then multiply by the request value. For the value field, I just need to use ToNumber to convert that into a numeric value. So in that case, 5 times 5 would be 25.
That is really great. And I can see this for lots of different use cases. I know that you're doing the request effort and request value, but as a PM, I like to communicate risks and issues with pick lists, like you did here with your effort. But seeing that I can have Clarizen also calculate a number would be really helpful for different types of heat map visuals. Oh my gosh, the world is our oyster with this ToNumber. What are some things that we should be aware of when using ToNumber?
We do have a couple of quick tips and tricks when using this function. First, use that catch to prevent errors. You saw this in that first example, where on the SKU field, if you have a non-number, you're going to get an error. Number 2, ToNumber needs to run on a text string. We saw this on the second example. For a pick list or other non-string fields, make sure you use toString first and then add ToNumber. Currency fields append the currency code like US dollar after the currency amount. Currency calculations can be done without converting them using ToNumber. It might be tempting to try and use ToNumber, but when dealing with the currency, it's just not necessary.
I totally understand that. Thank you, Grant, for walking us through the function ToNumber. And for you listeners out there, if you have any questions on this function, hit us up on our forum at kolmegroup.com. And if you found this useful and are ready to take your Clarizen skills to the next level, check out the link below for Kolme University or reach out for individual consulting and training for you and your organization.